Hi there, welcome to today's video. Today we're looking at this scene across the Polzeath there along this nice track, and we're using these soft pastels today. These are by Earthberry, which I've been trying out lately, and they're really very nice in this sort of square block format, which I've tried already inside the studio. The studio, I thought we'd come outside and do a bit of plein air work on this sort of semi-textured paper which measures 35 by 25 centimetres. I've also got some supplementary pastels, so I've got colours by Sennelier also, which I'll be using, and they're just to supplement the colours that you're missing out of this particular set by Earthberry. So let's get on with it. It's a bit windy, by the way, so sorry about any noise of the wind in your mic and stuff, but we'll do the best we can. Let's get something in for that sky. Well, we'll use that sort of very pale blue for the sky. We want to get this block of trees in here. Polzeath, so Trevose Head and Stepper Point, and they've got that row of trees there, so we need to get something in for that water. Let's put that across here. This is our water, that's that area there. This is that little bit of water. You can see the sea goes across like that. We bring that across a bit more actually. Across there, doesn't it, as well? We'll go over the top of that with this nice blue as well actually, let's see what that does. Softer edge on the horizon. And this paper's just taped down with some masking tape. Stick this in at the top there, very pale blue. We'll put this in. And then we're going to go back into the clouds a sec, across here. So what I'm doing, I'm just using these pastels on the flat edge, so side on like this. These are the round ones. And when you're putting these on, don't worry about them being darker than you really need, because you can easily blend them off and lighten them. This sort of creamy colour. Using the corner of it this time, just to get some marks in there. Of course, I'm on my own today. Madeline's took herself off to Holland, and today I think she's in Amsterdam. Not bad, eh? Right for some. With her friends, she's at their house sitting, so. Over the violet, because I didn't want it to be too strong, that. And then we'll go back in with this sort of creamy colour. Nice, sort of got a bit of yellow in it, you see, so it's quite nice. That will interact quite well with the violet grey I've just put on there. Right, let's have a look. This comes across here. This is this bank of trees we want to just put in now. So I've got some anchor points to work from. That's something like that. Because using these pastels outside, all this pastel dust is blown away in the wind. It's brilliant. You don't have to worry about pastel dust in the studio. Drop some green across here. That's where the track is. Here we've got this hedgerow that runs sort of here. I just realised that's probably going to be right in the middle, which is not good. Right, we're going to have to move that a little bit. Slopes across the line, and there's another tree line runs across here. We've done a painting of that actually on metre square oil painting. I'll see if I can find a picture and show you. Let's just mark in some of these hedgerows so I can sort of see where I'm going with this. So we're adding a bit of green into this area here now. This bright yellow as a base up here, and we sort of lighten it afterwards. So we're just blocking in at the moment, as you would be if you're painting with oils. And I've always got a rag here to wipe my fingers on. So just taking a quick break. That's what we're looking at over there, and it keeps changing quite a lot, as you can imagine. There's quite a few clouds around in the sky, so they're blown across and the light's changing, but it's pretty good actually. It's apart from the wind, it's pretty good. I thought I'd show you this setup I've got. This easel, this particular easel, has got this like tray thing that hooks into these screw bits down there, the sort of screws that keep the legs tight. Basically the black bit in here goes on this side, but I couldn't be bothered to mess about with that, and it works fine just like this. And I thought, I nearly didn't bring it, but I thought it'd be quite a nice tray for me to put the rest of the pastels on, and it has proved to be so. So that's yeah, it's really handy actually. And it wasn't that heavy either to add to it, so yeah, it's really good. That's the setup. Little tripod easel like that, and there's my camera on its tripod. And that's how we're working today in this field just outside of Polseth. We just added a couple of bits in over here, and I'm just going to mark in the day marker at the top of Stepper Point. So basically that needs to go a little bit higher, but let's just get this in here. I've got a charcoal pencil, got a hard charcoal pencil I'm just going to use for this. We'll bring that down here. It's nice green, that's going to work well. Yeah, it's just lit up, you see, now since the last when I just filled it in. Let's try this violet. Put that in there as well, where it's sort of just coming in like that. Dark tree line. That's what we're looking at. what we've got. Obviously my colours are a lot brighter than in this scene, the foreground, so we really need to do a lot more work on that foreground. So we're going to mute this a lot. It obviously changes with the light, and the sun comes out, it gets a lot brighter and sort of yellower, but I'm going to just knock it back a bit to match what we can see now. Just got to put the telegraph poles in, which are somewhere sort of where are we? Let's have a look. Somewhere along there. This is a little update. I have struggled quite a lot with this foreground. So what I've done is I put this sort of, I don't know what colour you'd call it. I'll show you that in the studio a bit closer, perhaps sort of a pinky brown. I've put that over the top of all this work I've done here in the foreground, the yellows and greens and greys, with a very light touch, and it's brought out the texture of the paper, and I think that's given me more like this effect that's here. And now I'm just going to put in these with this sort of cream colour, so it's not a white. I'm going to put in some of these highlights, which you can see are just in there. I'll make a few marks so we get some nicer sort of lights into the foreground here, and I'll use my nail as well to scratch off a bit where I don't want these sort of longer marks. And there are a few areas of these here I can see. In, that's the darkest one. There's one over here which goes up like that. I've got another one sort of like that. These are sort of not really that accurate, to be honest, so we'll put that in. A few darker marks in the foreground here. What we'll do, we'll put them in. And we'll take them back out again, if that makes sense. Use the scraper to just take the edge off some of them so they're not quite so dark. Okay, well that's the end of that little video. Well, end of that drawing anyway, in soft pastels. View looking over towards Poles F. We've got Stepper Point and Trevose Head over there, and we're on this nice little track. Quite a tricky one. Struggled with the foreground, and obviously I'm not used to using soft pastels quite as much as I am charcoal and oil paints. The thing I struggled with the most was the fact that I had to find colours that were there rather than mix colours on a palette, which I'm normally used to when I'm making colours with oil paints. It's a lot easier to mix your colours, so it's quite a learning curve, but great fun all the same. Good to try these Earthberry pastels out in their field. That's this little set here, that one there. Good to try them out in the field. They work really well actually. I like the blocky format of them rather than the sort of traditional round shapes that you get with other makes. I've also used a Sennelier as a backup for the colours which I haven't got in that set. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, something different, and I'm going to leave you to enjoy the view for a minute. Cheers, bye for now.